Here's another little quick story that we should talk about. Did you hear about the chess playing robot that broke a little boy's finger? I think a little 7-year-old boy's finger
Bro.
that he was playing against. And when I read this, I'm like, "Are
And
you
I
for
don't mean to
real?"
laugh at the little boy's broken finger, but just listen, the robots is getting tired of us. That's what it is. Is they gaining sentience. And speaking of sentience, they fired the boy at Google who said his AI got sentient and started talking to him and making up his own stories or whatever. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah. So a young boy, a 7-year-old boy in Moscow, was playing chess with a robot. Apparently, if I was reading the story correctly, you aren't supposed to make very fast moves with
Yeah,
the robot. So you
yeah.
can't maybe like if the robot makes its move, you can't hurry up and make your move, or you can't start reaching onto the board while the robot is still sort of trying to get their piece down or contemplating their move or anything like that. You gotta just back off while the robot is doing its thing. And apparently this little boy was just a little too excited or anxious or, trying to do it too quick or
As little
something,
boys are.
as little boys are, and which is why you don't need a little boy playing chess with a robot in the first place if you know that this robot might be prone to grabbing folks'
Slap you.
fingers,
Right.
right? Because that's basically it seems like that's what it amounts to. Like the robot would have slapped his hand and
Right.
said, "Not, it's not your turn yet," but he ended up grabbing his finger and broke the little boy
Broke that
finger,
joint. It's like it held on to
broke
it until
that joint.
somebody came and
And
released it.
but can we talk about how the little boy was a writer and got his finger bandaged and kept playing the game? He
Yes,
came
came
back and
back,
started playing the game. I was like,
came
go
back the
ahead,
next day.
little bro. I was like,
Why,
little dude, I would
So,
have been done with that daggone robot
so
why on earth is this company or whomever testing this robot with a little
with a
boy?
child. I
That is
know, with a child.
stupid. That's just stupid.
so here's
Who
what really
who
got me
who
about the story.
sanctioned this? Who thought this was a good idea?
I do believe that what happened. The little boy moved too quickly. The robot didn't
Hmm.
recognize his finger as compared to the piece it was trying to get, thought his finger was the piece, grabbed his finger and was trying to move his finger where where the robot was trying to move his finger. And, it's a 7-year-old boy. It's like, it's probably not hard to break. I believe that that's
Right.
what the story is. The response from the people running this tournament, though, was kind of, it's like they said that
Whack.
this thing is completely safe. And this was just, I'm thinking not. A little 7-year-old boy's finger got broke from it. Now, I don't want to, what is the word, anthropomorphize
Yeah.
the robot, but I feel like the robot might have been getting spanked by a little 7-year-old and felt some kind of way. It was like, oh, I'm going to show you. It's like, it ain't your turn. Get back. And, took it a little bit too far. Meant to smack his hand, grabbed his finger and actually broke it. That's, I could see a person doing that.
Well, we
The
are
robot
The
talking
has now
about.
robot
done
might
it.
have, yeah, right. The robot was
It's
like,
like,
he was being, here's a
no.
quote from the article. Quote, the robot broke the child's finger, said Moscow Chess Federation President Sergei Lazarev. This is, of course, bad.
You think?
Yeah, he implied that the robot's supply, okay, Lazarus said the child had made a move, and after that, we need to give time for the robot to answer. But the boy hurried, and the robot grabbed him. He implied that the robot suppliers may need to work on the safety aspects, saying they are going to have to think again. And they're
Maybe some.
calling the machine.
That
Go
sounds
ahead.
to me like it's the 7-year-old's fault that he got hurt because he moved too quick and the robot wasn't able
Right.
to.
You made that robot break your finger. Slow down.
Well, we are
I will
talking
just
about
say this:
Moscow, so
when
Well,
in
they
this
rule a
there's
little
country,
that.
bit
when it
different
comes to
over there.
child safety or pretty much everything but guns,
Right.
um, we
That
will
part.
move Earth to make sure the children are protected. It's like there was a problem with 3 car seats. Let's shut the whole country's worth of that brand of car seat down to go make sure that all the babies in those car seats are safe.
Well,
And I'm not saying that we shouldn't do that, but it's just like
speak,
this is a loose.
speaking.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't put America on no pedestal when we just went through this whole pandemic about these kids in these
Yeah,
schools with
you know
these
what?
masks.
Say the
So
go ahead, put her
we
on
got to
mute.
Well,
pump our
that
brakes.
yeah, that's true. But yeah, they don't seem to care too much that old boy finger got broke, and
But
Nah.
yeah, he did.
but it's just
He
like
didn't care a whole lot either. He came back and finished the game. So
he
I
came
mean,
back and finished, but it's like the fact that they're saying, "Oh,
Well,
these things are completely safe," and I'm like,
but they're
okay,
not.
well, if they're not safe, then what happens? Does it like not just break your finger? Does it break your arm? Does it, what does it do? Does it fight you? What happens when they're not safe?